Okay, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back. This is not really the viewpoints, but you can title it the viewpoints if you want to, or the font line is a better one for it, the font line. So, yeah, I'm sitting here, or sitting slash laying down, watching a rerun, my recorded rerun of Women's College World Series on ESPN. Florida versus UCLA. Surprisingly, Florida was beating UCLA 4-0, then 4-2, and then surprisingly, UCLA came back and got 5 on us. But ultimately, Florida, I believe, won this game. I think ultimately, I don't fully remember. I think we ultimately did win this game, but we do know that for a fact, Florida State just won versus Washington, which I'm very proud of those young ladies. They worked it, they earned it. I am just so immensely proud of them. If I can come up with a tribute song to Florida State softballs, year, I would totally do that. God bless them all; they deserve it. Especially, I don't remember what the young lady's name was, but I believe that shout God bless Mr. Will Brown on Twitter. He tweeted it out. A former Creekside softball player who I believe went to not FSU, went to FAU and then transferred over to FSU. Was a part of this team. I forgot her name, but God bless her soul. God bless Mr. Will Brown for announcing that, and God bless everybody who watched the World Series and supported their team and did what they had to do to continuously keep helping their team and etc. And again, hopefully next year will be another exciting, competitive matchups over and over again. But kind of back to the subject at hand, which was pretty much the properties of Christians listening to secular music. I'm literally not, you know, going to fabricate it or whatever else word you want to use there. Because again, I'm 19, about to be 20 years old, June 11, 1998. I've been watching quite a few Christian truther videos over the last probably 5 or more years of my life. On YouTube, I've definitely been watching quite a few, and it's quite amazing. I've literally watched multiple Christian truthers say like, if and I'm not gonna say I'm not still a Christian truther my own self in certain rights and certain respects, but I definitely was more of a Christian truther back in like my freshman sophomore year of high school, um, and I think even in my middle school years. I was definitely more of a Christian truther back then than I am now. Not to say I'm still not today. I am still today, but I was more of one back then. Today I'm still one, I'm just not as active with it as I used to be. But again, I've still grown in my faith in other areas, and it's still all glory be to God. It's still a blessing, and it's still something that I take with the utmost pride and integrity and honesty every day, and try to continuously perfect it, craft it, and own it to the best of my God first able and willing abilities to help everybody onward to their better tomorrow. But I guess like I said before, you can journey across many truthers YouTube channels, and they're gonna tell you, oh, if you listen to secular music and you call yourself a Christian, then you're not a real Christian. You're gonna hear quite a few Christian truthers tell you that. At least that's what I know. I've heard from quite a few of the Christian truther videos that I've watched from certain artists. They're gonna tell you that, or from certain YouTubers. That's what they're gonna tell you. At least my Christian point of view is you can listen to God first, whatever music you want to listen to. It almost doesn't matter the genre. The genre, almost keyword there. It almost doesn't matter the genre, but you have to listen to it with Jesus Christ salvation discernment, because if you don't and you listen to the wrong type and you get hooked, it's gonna negatively mess your mind up depending on what they're saying, and it's gonna make you think that this and that is real when it's not, and etc. Like I said before, let's not repeat the sins of past generations, which is what a lot of this music, depending what genre again you listen to and the artist that is by, has you continuously doing is repeating sins of past generations instead of moving on to a clean, sane and sober better tomorrow through Jesus Christ, who is delivering you from evil and who is continuously helping build and grow you as a person, and etc. You get the point that I'm trying to make there, I'm pretty sure. Like you can listen, same thing with the TV. You can watch whatever you darn straight, almost whatever you darn straight want. but you have to use discernment with it to know what's truly Jesus Christ's salvation, right from wrong. That's just my opinion. Nobody else has to agree with it, and so on and so forth. Because I can assure you, at least my music catalog, I listen to, my top five that I've been listening to these days is definitely, I've been listening to Drake, NF, um, The Weeknd, I believe her name is Sigrid, and quite a few others, but those are the top ones I can name that I've been listening to as of, lately. And like I say, my biggest take on it, most definitely, is you can listen to just literally whoever you want to. It just all depends on how you're going to interpret it at the end of the day towards your own life, your goals, your perspectives, your point of views, what you want to do, what you want to accomplish, and so forth and so forth. But you can listen and watch whatever you want. But I hope everybody truly does use, excuse me, true Jesus Christ salvation sermon with whatever they watch and listen to, because I'm luckily one of the top things that I make, the music that I make for in these videos. I want to help guide you the absolute best way you can with your walk through Christ. I really do want to help everybody, help guide everybody through their walk with Christ when it comes to, again, what to listen to, what to watch, if you want this, if you want that, if you're looking for this and that, this is what you should listen to, this is what you should watch, and etc. Take notes on this, take notes on that, study this, practice that, etc. You get the point, almost like you're preparing for a sporting event, so forth and so forth. Yeah, so that's just my take. I mean, you're gonna definitely see a lot of. I mean, you can go look up tons of Christian truthers on YouTube, and quite a few of them will tell you that um, quite a few of those Christian truthers, if I'm not mistaken, they're gonna tell you that if you listen to secular music, then you're not a real Christian. But I can assure you that Christianity, when it comes to those types of things, has absolutely so many fine lines to it, and it really does all depend on what are you chasing after, what's your destiny, what's your morals, what's your purpose, and etc. Again, no other Christian out there or no other person out there has to agree with a thing that I just said, but I'm literally telling you some of the basics of just what individuality is, and through your own individual walk with Christ. Honestly, you know, like literally, that's 100 what it is. It depends on what your destiny is, your morals, what you want to learn, what you want to give back, what you want to give to, and etc. It's really not hard. It's really 2 plus 2 in certain extents, honestly. I know a lot of the music that I make, like I say, I'm praising God literally, in like 99, if not 100% of all the music that I've been making over the past year. I absolutely love the music that I'm making, honestly, overall. I'm not saying that every last bit of it is A plus quality, but I definitely am making, music that, like I said, I overall do feel happy and proud and excited about. And I do look forward to the days where, it does give more promotion and more people do start listening to, if not all the songs, certain songs, and they do start, like I say, getting stronger in their faith with it, getting stronger with their family, with it, their school, their community, their church, and etc. A lot of pastors and a lot of priests, etc. There's a lot of fine lines again within Christianity and within the Bible, and and you have to be very, very careful and cautious of how you address some of it. And I'm telling you, a lot of pastors, priests, and etc. They're not very careful of how they attack some of these subjects, and that's for they negatively offend certain people when it comes to some of these perspectives, and and then for certain people, it causes them to either lose faith or drop out of the church altogether, or drop out of that specific church altogether, and etc. I'm at least at least from everything that I've seen in 19 years. I have quite a few friends. Of like I say, God bless the LGBT community, because God honestly, again, I'm straight, but God honestly, I have some friends within the LGBT community, and I can't lie, some of them are some of the most smartest, most genuine, authentic, loving, caring, real people I feel like I've ever met. Again, you can use your own discernment with judging me on that, you know. And God, honestly, like I said, I'm not here to shove Jesus down anybody's throat, but I can assure you that when you're around me, one of the top things I'm gonna do is preach about Jesus almost every chance that I get, in almost any and every situation that I get, and majority of people absolutely love and respect me for that. Majority of people do. They absolutely love and respect me for that. But I can assure you, when it comes to even the LGBT community and stuff like that, 'cause I think this is National Pride Month for them, and God bless everybody's R&B heart and souls of the LGBT community. But definitely when it comes to the church and but the Bible and etc. Again, there's very much very fine lines when it comes to. And again, this is just again my I would say my discernment, my opinion here. You can again call DuckTales on it if you want to, but I can assure you that from what I've definitely learned and seen and observed over the years, a lot of pastors and priests and etc. They're not very cautious of how they attack certain subjects, especially when they're involving the LGBT community. So thus for they negatively tick certain people off, and then as a result, those people end up. Because I'm telling you, we live in 2018 where again, and I'm willing to die for this opinion. We live in 2018. 2018, God has not blessed us to live in 2018, still threatening to kick our kids out over their sexual orientation. That's just my opinion, though. And am highly against that. I'm highly against parents threatening to kick their kids out of the house and disown them for sexual orientation and even who they voted for in the election in 2016. I'm highly, highly against that. Ladies and gentlemen, we can all do better. I believe, we all have way more common sense than that. But again, a lot of us just choose not to act on it and choose to negatively show our true colors, and then we see why. Then we see where we are, but then a lot of us still wonder why everything's in the cesspool that it's in within our society and culture. Because you're repeating the sins of past generations. You're not doing any better than the next man that threatened to kick their kid out or did to kick their kid out, disown them, cut them off, and other stuff like that for things like whether it was their sexual orientation, whether it was who voted for, and etc. We can do better. We literally can do so much better as a society and culture, and it's just so bitterly amazing, you know, where we are, where we've been, and how much a lot of people are trying to clean the culture up, and so on and so forth. Because again, shout out, God bless the LGBT community. Because I'm gonna definitely tell you straight up, it's one thing to judge them from afar. It's another thing to meet them straight up in person and get to know some of them, as I've gotten to know some of them, and I've been preaching Jesus and God around, if not all of them that I've met, a majority of them, and again, a majority of them still love and respect me very, very much, and look up to me very, very much, and so on and so forth. And I'm just saying there's so many fine lines, and I'm just saying, God bless all the pastors and priests out there. I'm telling you straight up, especially if you're gonna preach, you know, about preach when it comes to the LGBT community, please be very cautious and careful, because I'm telling you, that's one of the biggest problems that manifests within our society and culture today is, that little tricky fine line between the LGBT community, the church, faith, Jesus, and etc. And that has so many of them leaving the church, leaving spirituality, leaving faith, leaving Christianity, etc. altogether. If not just finding a whole nother church and etc. Very fine line, if you were to ask me. Like I say, it really is just a really fine line. I mean, Jesus Christ salvation reigns, overall and supreme. And I have, again, many other takes on this coming soon. But I definitely wanted to get that part out to y'all very much. Because, again, I got some LGBT songs coming for the LGBT community in terms of, supporting them to an extent. Key word there, supporting them to an extent. Okay? Because, again, like I said, I have quite a few of, friends in the community. And like I said before, very smart, genuine, talented, artistic people who are going to do great things in this world. Take care. Jesus Christ salvation above all. Your boy, the man, NJ to the city.